These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Do you guys have any idea why we just said that?
Bet you don't.
I know.
Actually, I bet most of you do. Because you're all true crime
I was going to say, they probably do know.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about.
You already know.
Because today we're going to be talking about Danny Rowling's The Gainesville Ripper.
Ooh.
And this is the dude that inspired a very popular slasher flick, which we'll talk about in a minute.
And I knew that it was inspired by something, but I don't know much about the case, so I'm experiencing it with you.
It's going to be a journey. This one...
Isn't it always?
It's a real journey. This one's a real journey. So we took you way down with the Toy Box Killer. We brought you a little bit up with the Salem Witch Trials, because there's some whimsy in that.
We're not going to bring them all the way down to where the Toy Box was, right? We're not going to bring them back
down to Toy Box, but we're going to bring you back down.
Okay.
This one's... There's a couple of things in here that are pretty brutal.
How many people did he kill?
So he was convicted of killing 8 people altogether. 5 of which he is like most known for, like infamous for. That's like the 5 that we're going to talk about all of them, but the 5 that were in Gainesville are what earned him the Gainesville Ripper name.
Where's Gainesville?
Florida.
I thought so.
But we're going to get into that, all that good stuff in a minute. Before we do anything, we want to thank our new Patreons.
Who I like to call patrons.
Patrons. It's true. She does call you patrons. That is a thing.
All my little patrons. I don't even like Patron.
And actually, this week, we're going to be giving you guys a bonus episode.
Bony.
So if you want to get in on this bonus action.
Hey-o.
This bonus action. Feel free to become a Patreon.
If you're so inclined.
Only if you're so inclined. If you don't feel like it, we get it. We love you anyway. Don't worry about it.
If you're declined, I've been there too. I'm there right now.
If you are any other kind of climbed besides in, we still love you.
Yeah.
So it's fine. One thing we will say is if you want to get in on the bonus episodes, you got to become a Patreon. So,
become a patron.
You know, I'm just saying.
Become a patron.
But we got a few new patrons this week. So without further ado.
Tell me.
The new members of the Window Latching Coven are Alexis.
A Madonna.
Another Madonna.
I love a Madonna.
Our Madonna patrons are like some of my faves.
The patroniest.
And actually, Alexis spells her name with a U instead of an I, and I think that's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Alexus.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Alexis.
That one, I like that. So I
fucks
approve
with
of
it.
your name. The next one is Heather Libhart. I love you, Heather.
I like the name Heather.
It's a really good movie, Heathers.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
And Heather Dubrow from The Real Housewives.
I didn't think of that, but I like it. I like where you're going with it. I like to include Bravo in this as much as we can.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Heather.
So, Heather, we love you. Thank you so much. And the next Window Latching Coven member is Catherine Zamarone. And I think I said that right, but if I didn't, Catherine, tell me.
Tell her.
Especially with names, because I feel you all.
Yeah.
Because my name gets mispronounced all day, every day.
Mine only gets misspelled.
That's true.
And sometimes mispronounced.
I was just going to say, sometimes people say Ashly. Well, and then we have one member of the Jagged Little Bitches.
Tell me.
Eve McKenzie.
Eve McKenzie, thank you.
Eve McKenzie.
That's a spooky name.
That's a great name. Eve. I love that name.
Me
That's
too.
a great name. A lot of good names this week.
Yeah. I also really like the name Catherine. I don't remember if I said that.
Well, I like it too.
Sometimes I think about naming a kid Catherine.
I like that. You have a lot of names for your children.
Well, I want a lot of children. Sometimes.
Still? After hanging out with mine?
No, not really.
I was going to say, I haven't scared you off of it yet. Thank you so much to Alexis, Heather, Catherine, and Eve. You guys are the shiitake mushrooms.
On my salad.
So yeah, and so you guys are getting a bonus episode this week. We're not going to tell you what it is yet.
Do you even put shiitake mushrooms on a salad?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think you can fry them up. I don't know why I got southern there. I was like,
because it's fried.
Fried. So yeah, shiitake mushrooms. I don't know how we got there, but we got there.
Hey.
So we went to a haunted house last weekend. I think we told you guys we were going to be leaving right after we were recording to go to a haunted house. And we went to Barrett's Haunted Mansion in Abington, Massachusetts.
It was so much fun.
It is so good.
This is our third year, I think.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, this time was...
It's one of those that... Exactly. It's like...
You're never safe.
You might be in a long line, but you're going to be entertained literally the entire time. Because I hate the ones that just put you in a line and nobody...
Like, pops
you're just
out or anything.
there. And while you're in line, they also play horror movies.
In one section, yeah.
Yeah, like all these different clips of classic horror movies. They make sure you are literally entertained from every angle.
And then they have, I'm not sure what time it is, but I think it's if it reaches midnight or something like that.
I can't remember, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but they do this thing called like Mayhem Hour.
Yeah.
And all the people, if there's a big long line, they come out and do, like, they like hang from like the ceiling and shit.
Yeah, it's like they play crazy heavy metal and they have all the characters
run
just
around and
hanging
scare
from
the shit out of you.
And like screaming and going crazy. Barrett's in Abington, Massachusetts. If you're around this area, go check it out because it's really good. A+. And we're going to another one at the end of this week and we'll tell you about that one.
It's the number 2 scariest.
Yeah, it's called Feartown in Seekonk. So we'll check that one out.
Heyo.
I also really want to see the new Halloween.
I want to see it too, but I hate going to the movies because it gives me anxiety.
It kind of gives me anxiety too.
Yeah, I can't relax.
But for something like that, I'll deal with it because I don't go to the movies ever, so I'll do it for the once in a lifetime things, like seeing Halloween in the theater.
Well, once in a lifetime things are like even scarier to me.
I just go sit in Lux level.
Yeah,
that way you're above it all. There's an exit right there. I feel I feel safer up there.
Okay,
right? You have a separate entrance and exit. And you're above everything. You can see everything that's going on in the theater.
Yeah. I just don't like going to the movies anymore.
I think we're ready to just jump into this.
Ooh.
Why waste any more time?
I'm so excited.
So let's get into this madness, shall we? So like we said, we are going to be talking about a little dude that inspired a little movie.
A little doo-doo.
A little doo-doo.
A turd, if you will.
On December 20th, 1996, Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven released their soon-to-be classic slasher flick, Scream, in theaters. Ghostface, who's the killer in Scream, in case you have not seen it, and that's not a spoiler because he has a ghost face.
I almost just said spoiler alert.
I can see it on your face. Ghostface was inspired by a real-life brutal serial killer who stalked, tortured, and murdered teens in a college town in Florida in 1990.
Okay.
So this wasn't like it's a long time ago, but like
it wasn't that long ago.
As long as it's in the 90s, I feel like it's
recent enough.
Yeah. This man was Danny Rolling, who became known as
the Gainesville Ripper.
For a little side note before we get into this, if I'm sure a lot of you have either seen Scream or have at least seen the mask that Ghostface wears in Scream. You know how the Ghostface has these like droopy eyes, like spooky droopy eyes?
Did Danny have those?
Danny kind of has spooky droopy eyes, and I wonder if they kind of
got inspired by that.
Because I don't know, when I see him, I'm like, you kind of have weird spooky droopy eyes. And I feel like it's just like a kind of a thing that you zero in on. And I think it's weird that Ghostface has spooky droopy eyes.
I'm going to need you to pause and show me his eyes now. Oh.
See, he has spooky droopy eyes.
He does have spooky droopy eyes.
They droop on the outsides. Yeah. Danny Rolling was born in Shreveport, Louisiana on May 26, 1954 to James and Claudia Rolling. And he had one brother, Kevin.
Kevin.
Just Kevin. Shockingly, he grew up in a shitty home environment.
I thought you were going to say he grew up in a nice home environment.
It's crazy. This never happens. This is not a pattern at all. His father was actually a Shreveport police officer.
Was he a dick?
Who regularly beat his wife and kids. Also, he informed Danny quite a bit that he was unwanted since birth.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. In one instance, just to point out, there's a couple of instances that I can point to tell you how shitty this dude was. In one instance, Claudia was brought to the hospital because she claimed that James had tried to force her to cut herself with a razor blade.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Then one time, his father brought home a puppy.
Nope.
And
a trigger alert? Trigger warning?
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, I would say trigger warning. Danny was really excited, really close to the puppy. The father regularly beat this dog. And then one time beat it so badly that it died in Danny's arms. And he was 5. So a 5-year-old was holding this puppy. And his father was a literal piece of shit.
No, that just made me want to cry.
Yeah.
I say that a lot.
Awful. So that's how much of a shit he was. Like he was, that's an awful home to grow up in.
Who does that to a dog?
And he's a police officer. How scary is that?
I was going to say that's 10 times scarier.
That dude holds so much power and he's that psychotic. You have to be psychotic. You have to be sociopathic in some kind of light to beat a puppy and kill it.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
So at 15 years old, Danny slit his wrists and wrote in his mother's lipstick on the bathroom mirror, "I tried, I just can't make it."
Jesus.
Obviously,
my God.
He survived it, but at 15 years old, that's how far he was pushed by regular verbal, emotional, and physical abuse by his father.
That's intense.
His mother apparently was not abusive at all, but she was a victim of it. And obviously, he watched his dad abuse his mother, too.
Right.
He dropped out of high school in 1971. Crazy enough, he couldn't finish high school. And he immediately enlisted in the Air Force, which I feel like is another pattern of this kind of thing. It's like a lot of them enter the military.
Right.
Like right out of high school or at some point. And I think it's because they want control. Structure. And they want to hold that kind of power and authority because that's the main,
Because they didn't have it growing up.
And they think they're going to get some kind of power out of this, and they end up not getting that. Apparently, he was great at all the intellectual parts. Mm-hmm. All his coursework and everything, he was, nailing it. But he was also a huge, heavy drinker and drug user, and he continued that in the Air Force, so it messed him up. A military psychologist diagnosed him with, I believe, borderline personality disorder.
Oof.
So he was discharged for his drug use and apparently for stealing a bike. What?
What did you need a bike for?
So he ended up returning to Shreveport, Louisiana, which He just wanted to get out of Shreveport, Louisiana, and he ended up right back there. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Exactly. But don't worry, you won't feel bad for him for long.
Oh, I don't even right now.
And when he got back to Shreveport, he began to attend King's Temple United Pentecostal Church. And it was there that he met a woman named O'Mather Halco.
The fuck?
Her name is O'Mather.
O'Mather?
Kind of like O'Brien.
Interesting.
Yeah. She was a petite, dark-haired woman, which turns out to be his type later in life. Just to point that out.
You're petite.
Woof.
You don't have dark hair, though.
No.
Naturally, it's darker.
Darkish. It's dark. Yeah. Dark red.
It's not that dark.
But he liked dark brown.
Yeah.
I would say. Like, he was more of a brunette person. A lot of these dudes are into brunettes.
I was going to say Bundy was into brunettes.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Bundy liked a brown hair.
The two married in 1974 and had a daughter, Kylie, a year later.
Okay. Kylie Jenner?
That's exactly who it is.
I knew it.
See, we just connected this to present day.
The lipstick palette. That's fucked that I just made that connection. Bye.
I love it. Their marriage only lasted 3 years, weirdly enough. Actually, that's way longer than I thought it would. He was not a good husband. He was an alcoholic. And he couldn't keep a job. So Rowling was really pissed.
I probably would be too.
He was really pissed when O'Mather filed for divorce in 1977.
Oh, I thought you just meant he was pissed at his life.
He was really pissed.
I was like, yeah, I get it. You stole the bike.
Weirdly enough, and this will come back later, he did mention later that his ex-wife looked a lot like one of his victims, Krista Hoyt.
Ooh.
Who ended up getting the most violent murder of the bunch. Her murder is really brutal.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Just warning you.
Isn't it weird that they just go and murder other people and they
don't murder the actual person who...
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying, go murder the actual person.
I imagine if he had stayed married to his wife, she probably would have been the first victim. I think eventually.
But she got away from him.
Because a lot of these things...
You get trapped in
actually, his mother left his father several times, but kept coming back. So, I'm glad that at least this woman didn't fall into that trap. After he got divorced, he became a drifter, which... It's never good when you become a drifter.
Nope.
We'll get, at some point we'll cover Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole, and they'll show you that drifters is not,
fuck not Otis a good Toole. Thing. He was a tool.
Yeah, he was a tool. He started committing armed robberies in Alabama, Louisiana, and Georgia.
Wicked casual.
Super casual. He was very into robbing supermarkets. That was his,
Was he hungry?
Thing. No, because he robbed them of money.
Oh.
Yeah. The police caught him as he left a Columbus, Georgia Winn-Dixie supermarket with $956 stolen dollars.
You ever seen the movie Winn-Dixie?
No, I have not.
Good ass movie. I'm just saying.
What is that about?
A dog.
I thought so. Yeah, it's not my kind of flick.
Watch it. The dog doesn't die.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
Fine.
So yeah, the police caught him as he left a Columbus, Georgia Winn-Dixie. He had only stolen $956 in cash, and for that, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
Was it worth it?
I was going to say, that's a long time.
While he was in prison...
Yeah, prison doesn't teach you anything good.
He lifted weights, he boxed.
He got buff.
He started getting buffer. Inmates called him Psycho.
Sweet.
Nickname, so that's good.
You ever seen Double Jeopardy?
Yes.
She gets really buff in prison to get back at her ex-husband.
I've seen that movie.
Alright.
Yo, you ever seen Shawshank Redemption?
Yo, you ever seen The Green Mile?
That's a great movie.
I never watched it.
You never watched The Green Mile?
It's always on Bravo, but you said it's sad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
want to.
Good. I just don't want to watch it right now.
It has a good ending.
Okay.
It ends well.
Anyways, we're gonna be here all night.
So after his release, he started hitchhiking across the country. Just doing the drifter thing, robbing some more supermarkets because that was his
He kept
shit.
robbing?
Oh yeah, he went right back to robbing.
Oh.
In 1985, the year I was born,
Ayo.
Rowling held up another supermarket and was arrested again.
What an idiot.
Yeah, he went to jail a few times.
Get a fucking job, buddy.
And his defense attorney was Arthur Carlyle. And during a conversation with him, Rowling was like, hey, instead of going to prison, why don't you just cut my hands off?
So he really was psycho.
And they were like, nah.
They were like, yeah, this isn't like 1600s.
Like, we don't do that.
No.
So they were like, you know what? Instead of doing that, how about you go to a Mississippi jail for 4 years for armed robbery? So that's what he did.
What?
He was described as clearly having impulse control problems. He was also described as very emotionally immature.
Clearly.
Which makes sense considering how he grew up. And that he didn't think through the consequences of his actions, obviously. So, in 1988, he was paroled, and he returned to Shreveport.
Why did he keep going back there?
And coming back. I don't know. Because part of the thing you'll see is he hated his father, but he, like, wanted his father to love him.
Yeah, of course.
And he wanted to love his father, and he loved his mother.
Oh.
Which is fucking bizarre when you see how he treats women.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
it's
again,
also
when you
what
look
he
at
learned.
what he learned, yeah, it's just all of it is very bizarre. His case is like a conundrum,
right?
Like a lot of these things, you can kind of be like, you know what, he does this because his mom. Usually, it's the mom who's the thing that sets like Ed Kemper
that makes them mad at women.
But this one is like the father, but he takes it out on women.
It's interesting.
So I feel like it's just always women that could have taken out on them no matter what. So yeah, he went back to Shreveport after being paroled, and on November 4th, 1989. He was fired from his job at a Ponchos restaurant.
Ponchos, huh?
When he was fired, he wasn't just like, this sucks. He lashed out, and this happened to be the first night that he killed.
Oh.
Now, this murder, which is actually 3 murders in one night, a triple homicide, wasn't connected to him until like a year or so later.
Damn.
Yeah.
They didn't have surveillance?
Well, no, he didn't murder the manager.
Oh.
No. So Rowling had watched 24-year-old Julie Grissom as she worked at a Dillard's department store in Shreveport's South Park Mall.
So he just got fired and then he was like, I'm gonna go to the mall.
Well, no, he had been watching her for a while. Like, he knew who she was.
So he was stalking her even before he got fired?
Well, he had just seen her.
Okay.
You know, so he just, like, was interested. He followed her home from her job.
Uh-huh.
Broke into her home, raped and murdered her.
Oh my god.
Also murdered her father, Tom Grissom.
Oh, wow.
And also murdered her 8-year-old son, Sean.
Holy shit.
All of them were stabbed to death. Now,
for no fucking reason?
As would become his signature, Rowling positioned Julie's body with her legs spread in a sexually explicit manner. What a
fucking dick.
And also carefully fanned her hair out on the bed.
Hate that.
Yeah. She was discovered also with clear adhesive tape marks all over her, like restraints.
Oh.
And bite marks on her breasts. Now, all of this is going to
connect him
back to this because it becomes kind of something he's known for. It's only going to be a few months before he starts killing again in Gainesville.
Damn.
Now, before he started murdering again in Gainesville, he had an argument with his parents one night. He shot his father in the stomach.
Oh my god.
And in the head. His father lived, but lost an ear and lost sight in one of his eyes.
Well, he was a dick anyway.
He was, but like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now, he also, one of the things that's weird about Danny Rowling is he like recorded himself on cassette tape a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Either just talking about things. It was like a diary kind of thing.
They just found a bunch of them or
something?
They
did. He had them all like on him and stuff.
Did he have a creepy scream voice?
No, he has a very hilarious, like
twang.
Southern little bitchy voice.
That's
actually.
Funny.
And he also sang a lot and wrote songs and played music and liked to recite poetry and shit. So, yeah.
Motherfucker.
So he recorded these things, and during some of these recordings, he would talk about how he loved his father, but then he would also, like, curse his father. So he was very conflicted about... Clearly, he wanted to love his father, but it just wasn't... It's almost like Edmund Kemper, actually. It reminds me...
Because he did want to love his mom.
I go back to Edmund Kemper a lot, but I swear, he's, like, one of my favorites, just because he... And I say favorites, like, fascinating. Because he is fascinating.
Right.
In fact, there was a special... on him last
Kemper
night,
on
and
Kemper.
I put it on our on the Morbid Instagram, Kemper on Oxygen, and they went into like way more detail about it, and the way he talks about his mother, how he's like, I wanted to love her, and I wanted her acceptance, and I wanted her approval, then he did awful things to her. So it's the same kind of thing here. He wanted his father's love and approval, but he couldn't.
But same thing, they were both like shitbags.
They're both shitty to their kids.
To their kids, exactly. Like, don't be shitty to your kids, man.
At this point, He left Shreveport, finally, after he shot his father. And he ended up taking a bus to Sarasota, and then finally ended up in Gainesville. And at this time, Gainesville was actually ranked as the 13th best place to live in the United States by Money Magazine.
Only for a minute.
Only for a minute. So apparently it was like this great college town, which is exactly what he was looking for. When he got there, he rented a room at a hotel, but also set up a weird campsite in the woods.
You know, just cuz.
And, like, mainly stayed there. So it's like, why did you buy it? It's weird. He's a weird dude.
He seemed confused.
And he set up this campsite in the woods near Archer Road with a tent and a mattress that he bought at the Gainesville Walmart. In the Walmart, while buying those supplies and the supplies to stalk and murder people...
Oh, good.
He saw his first 2 victims.
Oh, no.
And by first 2 victims, I mean the first 2 that he was known to have committed.
Sure.
Now we know he did
Gainesville.
those other 3, but these are technically the first 2 that people know about. They were 2 University of Florida, so UF freshman girls. Sonia Larson, who was 18, and Christina Powell, who was 17.
Oh.
They were at Walmart buying things for their brand new apartment because, you know, like the semester had just begun. Mm-hmm. They were several aisles away from him, but he was just stalking them through the store. While he's stalking them, he's holding the things he was going to use to murder them.
Wow,
later.
that's so fucked up.
He had stolen a screwdriver, a roll of duct tape, and 2 pairs of gloves. After shopping, it gets worse. After shopping, he followed them to their Williamsburg Village apartment. He literally set up camp to watch them that night. So he followed them to their apartment, and then he watched through their window as they washed dishes. He was wearing a black outfit, a ski mask, and the gloves. He waited until 3 a.m. outside, and then he crept up to their second-floor apartment. He used the screwdriver to pry open the door. Now, Officer Ray Barber was called to this first scene the next day, and he was called by the apartment complex's manager because Christina Powell's parents couldn't get their daughter to answer the door.
And that was obviously
And
unusual.
they were scared, so they asked for the police to be called. They were like, this is weird. Officer Ray Barber, said he initially wasn't super worried when he got this call because he was like, these are young kids, it's their first time away from home, they party, and then they forget to call their parents.
Right, and then their parents get scared.
Yeah, so he was like, but I'll certainly come and try to open the door and check on them.
Right.
So her parents waited downstairs. The manager attempted to use a master key to enter the unit, but it wouldn't work, weirdly enough. So
Probably
Barber...
did the screwdriver just like fuck it up?
Yeah, maybe. So Barber had to break a window, and immediately a strong, sick smell came out of the...
So they had been chilling there for a while?
No, only overnight. But it's
wow.
in Florida, so...
Oh, and it was humid.
And he also... One thing that, I mean, I don't know...
Trigger warning!
If you don't want to hear, like, a medical side of this, then maybe skip forward, because it's kind of gross. But the strong, sick smell doesn't necessarily have to be decomposition.
Oh.
If you nick the bowel... That is a very tough odor. And it will emanate quite strongly. Like, during an autopsy, you make very clear not to nick the bowel because that smell is really gross.
Don't hit the poop pipe, kid.
I don't know. Have we mentioned that before on this?
Yeah, we did one time.
Yeah, from the movie Pathology. It's a really good movie. Because you really don't want to. Because not only does it smell really badly, it contaminates the entire thoracic cavity. Because whatever's in there is very unsavory.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he broke the window, he smelled something, he immediately was like, oh shit. They first found Sonia Larson. She was laying with her legs spread and arms above her head. She was so badly mutilated that dental records had to be used to confirm her identity.
Oh my god.
Christina Powell was posed in front of the front door in a similar way, so anyone coming through the door would immediately see her. That was, like, the intention.
Oh my god.
Her breasts had been mutilated, and her nipples were removed and were missing from the scene.
What?
That became a thing with him. Both of the bodies had been washed with detergent.
That's strange.
He cleaned all the bodies.
Oh, just because if there was anything of him left?
It was like some weird attempt at getting rid of forensic evidence, yeah. There was a third roommate named Elsa Strepp. She happened to have not been home that night.
Thank fucking God,
Elsa.
Elsa.
She arrived shortly after the bodies were discovered and literally, like, collapsed when she found out.
So those are probably her two best friends.
Well, and she was also like, holy shit, I would have been in this house. Like, that would have been me.
Oh my God, that's so fucked up.
Crazy.
I can't imagine what that feels like. I hope I never find out.
Barber said his first thought was that this was absolutely the worst crime scene he had ever been to. As we said, the night before, Rowling had watched these women and had broken into their home with a screwdriver in the early morning hours of Friday, August 24th. Christina Powell was asleep on the downstairs couch. Stop sleeping on the couch, everybody.
Oh my god, don't sleep on the couch.
It's by no means your fault, but just stop sleeping on the couch. It's just not a safe place to be. So unfortunately, Powell was asleep on the downstairs couch. He apparently stood over her briefly, but didn't wake her up immediately. So he went to the upstairs bedroom where Sonia Larson was asleep in her bed. He murdered Larson first. Before he murdered her, he taped her mouth shut with duct tape to stifle her screams. And then he stabbed her to death.
My god.
The way he stabs all these women is he forces them to roll onto their stomach, belly. And then he stabs them in the back repeatedly. That's like his thing. Which is so cowardly too, like you can't.
He doesn't want to look at them.
It's so gross. She fought him. Unfortunately, it did not work. He then went back downstairs. He woke Powell up. He taped her mouth shut with duct tape, bound her wrists together behind her back, and then threatened her with a knife as he cut her clothes off of her. Like, he terrorized his victims. That was, like, part of his thing. He liked to terrorize them.
Jesus.
He then forced Powell to perform oral sex on him.
Ew.
He raped her, and after forcing her face down, he stabbed her in the back 5 times. Rowling then ate an apple and a banana from the refrigerator.
Okay, fucking Night Stalker.
Posed the bodies in sexually provocative positions, and then left the apartment. So he's got, like, a little Golden State Killer in him, too.
That's what I meant to say.
Night Stalker did it, too, though.
Yeah.
He ate, like, a banana or something. It's so weird.
The Night Stalker and the original Night Stalker.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
That is weird. Before the police were even done with this crime scene, they were called to another one. So
how far?
Did the same day, like a day after. Like, he was literally, like, the following day.
Wow.
Now, this one is a doozy.
What is it? So if it's that they don't have a rest period in between, does that make them disorganized or not? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
They just say serial killer has a cooling off period because it can be confused with, like, mass murderer or spree killer, which he isn't. He has a couple of days between these, and he had already murdered that family months earlier, so he did have that cooling off period. But yeah.
Just not in between every murder.
Yeah,
but same thing with, like, Ted Bundy. He had...
and the Night Stalker, too. Like, he went on,
a couple
rampages. But... So this one was 18-year-old Krista Hoyt.
Who looked like his ex-wife.
This is the one that he said looked like his ex-wife. She worked for the records department of the sheriff's office.
Oh, wow.
And on August 25th...
That's fucking ballsy of him.
Yeah, I don't even know if he knew that. But on August 25th, she was late for her shift, and a shift supervisor became worried because he was like, this is not like her.
Right.
So this led him to ask deputies to check on her. One of the 2 deputies that was dispatched out to her home said she immediately knew something was very, very wrong because Krista was known to be very reliable and wouldn't have missed work unless something absolutely stopped her from going to work.
Oh, God.
So she already was like, something bad.
That's like the worst feeling, I'm sure.
Yeah. The male deputy that was with this other, because they sent 2 out, he said he knocked on the door, couldn't get an answer, so he walked to the other side of the residence and noticed that a chain link fence on the edge of the property had been flattened down, like somebody had walked over it.
Right.
So he was like, this is weird. Like, it alarmed him. Then they saw that there was Venetian-style blinds on the window, and one side of the Venetian-style blinds was, like, raised a little, so you could see in. So they bent down, they peeked under to see if they could see anything, and that's when they saw Krista on her bed. Her naked body was found seated on the edge of her bed with her torso bent slightly at the waist, literally sitting up, and she was headless. Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So he posed her headless body sitting on the end of
her
bed. He
beheaded her?
Yup, and it gets worse. On the bed next to her
were
her 2 nipples. Her head was propped up on a bookshelf that he had brought from another room.
What the fuck?
He turned this bookshelf and her head into the bedroom in a way that it would make it look like her headless body like her head was looking at her headless body.
Oh my God, that is so fucked up.
Yup. Her breasts had also been cut off and were wrapped up as if the killer planned to take them with him.
And then just forgot them? Like what?
Oh, and the killer had also placed mirrors all around her body because it would make it more horrific and magnify the image. Like you saw 100 images of her just headless.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yep.
Who the fuck thinks like that?
Yeah.
Your mind is a dark crevice.
It is. Well, it's just, I don't know how, I don't know how you beheading freaks me out.
It's a lot of work to chop somebody's fucking head off.
And what he ended up, he used a K-bar knife, which is a military style knife. It's like I think like a foot long or something. It's a huge knife.
It's like a small like fucking machete.
Huge knife. And beheading.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It just freaks me out. I don't know if it's just because like your humanity is like in your head a lot.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to go back to Ed Kemper again, but like I think he said something about that the person is the head. Right. You know, that's why he took it off. So it's like, that just freaks me. I can't imagine walking in and seeing a head. No. And a headless body. That takes a moment. What ended up happening was Rowling had broken into her apartment the night before, prying open a sliding glass door with the knife he had and a screwdriver. So he used a lot of the wedge and you know. He had watched her from his weirdo campsite and had seen her towel off after a shower. And he was like, yep, that's the one. So he was watching her get out of the shower and stuff. He's a disgusting pig. When he broke in that night, she wasn't home. So he waited in the living room for her to return. At 11 a.m., she entered the apartment and he surprised her from behind, placing her in a chokehold. Oh my God. So she walked into her apartment and he just came out of nowhere and chokeholded her from the back. After she had been subdued, he taped her mouth shut with duct tape, bound her wrists together with duct tape, and led her into the bedroom, where he cut the clothes from her body, which was a thing he did, and raped her. Or, as Rowling himself described it, quote, played with her. Ew. He's disgusting. As in the Powell murder, he forced her to face down and stabbed her in the back, which ruptured her heart. So, hopefully,
she died a little faster.
He then left and went back to his campsite. He was like, okay, I'm done. Then he thought he left his wallet at the apartment, so he came back. And when he came back, he was like,
this is a boring crime scene? What?
And when he came back, he sliced her open from sternum to groin, because she was also gutted, and decapitated the body and cut off the nipples. The cut from sternum to pubic bone was so clean, according to authorities, that no damage was found to internal organs from that slice. That is really hard.
I was going to say, so what does that mean?
Even for a professional, it's just because you cut through the skin, you cut through the muscle, fat, any fat that's on the body. And then there's like a thin lining that protects your organs. You have to carefully cut through that. If you puncture through that, you're gonna puncture one of the organs. So he was
that just luck, or
I think it was luck, but then again, he was also like a hunter, I think, as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
Maybe he had
that under his belt.
I don't know. I just thought that was really crazy that I was like, whoa. This also harkens back to the inspiration for Scream. I know no one's nipples were specifically removed for that film or their heads taken off, but this inspiration kind of goes back to the gutting the victims and staging them.
Right.
When Casey Becker is killed initially in the
She's
movie,
gutted, right?
Yep, she's gutted. And in the infamous scene of the crew having lunch by the fountain in school the next day, Sidney asks, how do you gut someone? And Stu Mocker replies, you take a knife and you slit him from groin to sternum.
Oh, shit.
Which is exactly what Rowling did. And Casey is also hung from a tree to shock the people, unfortunately her parents, who discover her. And that's exactly what Rowling did to Krista.
Except he didn't hang her from a tree.
But he displayed her in a very shocking way. And that was his whole thing.
Damn.
So it was clear to authorities now that these scenes were connected. Because, just the things that were happening here. There was the same posing, same methods. Underwear was stolen from each scene.
Ew.
The victims were all young women with shoulder-length brown hair. Tape was used to restrain them, and they'd all been sexually assaulted. He also took body parts from both scenes.
Ew.
By now, the murders had attracted a ton of media attention, because this is boom, boom, 2 days, co-eds in their house. Many students started taking a lot of precautions, which is good. They were changing their daily routines. They were sleeping together in groups. And because it was happening so early in the fall semester, some students just withdrew their enrollment or transferred to other schools.
I would 100% be like, bye.
I was going to say, if my kids were down there...
I know, I would not let my kids stay there.
I would be on the first plane. I'd be grabbing them and being like, you're going to a different school.
Yeah, no fucking way.
I don't care what needs to happen here. I don't care if I get a refund. You're going to another school. So for the ones
I'm actually going to homeschool you for college.
Literally, you're never leaving the house again, actually. So for the ones that did stay, they set up a 24-hour security at all the sorority houses on campus, because I'm sure they started thinking, back to Ted Bundy.
Right, that's next.
Yeah, so all of a sudden that's got to pop in your head. It was Florida, too, so it's
yeah. Holy shit, dude.
Students started staying in packs of 20 to a room, with each of them taking shifts to stay up all night and
oh my god, that's so fucked.
Luckily, the people the campus higher up seemed to handle it right. The students were all informed that they would not be penalized for missing classes or going home.
That's
None
good.
of them were going to be. They even opened up the lounge and common areas of student residence halls and used them as bedrooms for students who lived off campus in other apartments and didn't want to stay in their apartments.
Wow, good for them.
So that's kind of cool. A task force was immediately formed with members of the FBI Behavioral Science Unit, FBI profilers, and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement agents. And the most expensive manhunt in Florida's history officially began. Police had evidence and were getting tips everywhere, but DNA was not super widespread used at that point, and they were kind of struggling to keep up with all the tips coming in. So the following day after this, on August 27th, a First Union bank was robbed at gunpoint. Later, a suspect who matched the description of the robbery suspect was seen with another man on the side of the highway, near the woods.
Uh-huh.
Police tried to apprehend them, but one of the men ran into the woods. They chased him, and they lost him, but found a campsite with a bag of cash that was covered in, the exploding dye that banks use for,
right.
to stop this kind of shit. So they went back to the other man that didn't run. And they were like, who
the fuck is that?
He said his name was Michael J. Kennedy. And it turns out this was Danny Rowling under an alias that he started using. So they were that close to catching him.
Oh my god.
So he was using the alias Michael J. Kennedy. That's how he was
very
getting
specific
around. I know, right? I like the J.
Yeah, right? Just for fucking shits and giggles.
His dad's name was James. Maybe it was a weird connection. I don't know. So only 2 days after the discovery of Krista Hoyt, Rowling broke into an apartment by prying open the sliding glass door with the same tools he had used previously. This apartment belonged to 23-year-old Tracy Pauls and her roommate Manny Taboda.
Okay.
I hope I'm not saying those names wrong. He was also 23. Rolling found Manny asleep in his bedroom. He was a big guy, like 6'2", 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And played football. Like, he was a big dude. He was asleep in one of the bedrooms, so Rolling just plunged the huge knife into his abdomen while he was asleep. It went through his stomach and out his back.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Manny woke up and fucking fought him. After
that reminds me of Scream when she's like, my boyfriend plays football.
And he's big and he plays football. Oh my god, maybe that's...
I wonder if that's what it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because she's like, he's big and he plays football.
No, kick your ass.
The shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, maybe that's like a little callback.
It could be.
I didn't even think of that.
Ayo.
Ayo. Unfortunately, after a huge struggle, in fact, Rolling himself admitted later that Manny almost got him.
Wow.
Like, almost got the best of him. He eventually killed Manny by stabbing him 31 times. He had to stab him 31 times to get him off of him.
After already stabbing him literally through his whole body.
Yep.
Wow.
So hearing this craziness,
Tracy ran out of the goddamn house.
Well, she went down the hall to Debota's bedroom because she was like, what's going on? And she saw Rolling. So she ran back to her own bedroom and slammed the door shut and attempted to barricade herself in the room.
Oh, poor thing.
Rolling broke down the door. And when he did, she looked at him and said, terrified, you're the one, aren't you?
Oh my fucking god.
And his response was, yeah, I'm the one.
Do you really think that happened?
I don't know. Because that's not that cool. That's more just, like, terrifying.
Yeah, no, that is terrifying.
I mean, I hope... I don't even know what I hope happened, but... I mean, you would have to... I would
say something. Say that. Yeah, no, I know.
Because
I'm just wondering if
after what just happened, you see what just happened in the other bedroom, you're going to be like, you're him. Like, you're the one who did this, aren't you? Rolling then immediately attacked her. He duct taped her mouth and wrists. He cut off her clothing, and he raped her, before turning her over and stabbing her 3 times in the back. He then cleaned her body with soap and water.
So weird.
Dragged her into the hallway and posed her body in a sexually explicit manner, but left Debota's in the same position where he died.
Because he was like a guy, maybe?
Yeah, well, he also rolled up a towel under Paul's hips to kind of like make it more shocking and explicit because it elevated her pelvic area. And when she was found, her hair was wet. So
maybe from when he was cleaning her body.
Now, with the exception of Debota, obviously, all the victims were petite Caucasian brunettes with brown eyes and brown hair. Manny was clearly not expected to be there by Rolling.
Right.
And like the Golden State Killer, he was just a threat that needed to be neutralized before he could go after the woman, which is always the target. Mm-hmm. Like always. Rolling himself again said he only killed Manny to have his way with Paul's.
Ew.
That's how he described it.
Fuck him, dude.
Now, this is when authorities fully realized they had a fucking serial killer on their hands. People were fucking freaking out. Although law enforcement initially didn't have a lot of leads, one name kept being brought up in all of the tips that they were receiving.
Michael J.
A 19-year-old University of Florida freshman named Edward Lewis Humphrey.
Oh, so not Michael J. Kennedy.
Edward had a history of mental illness and bore numerous deep scars on his face from a car accident.
Oh.
So I think and you'll hear, he had a lot of issues, but I think the scars kind of added to, the visual that people have of the serial killer, because you never picture Ted Bundy. You picture, like someone scary looking.
Like Freddy Krueger.
Exactly. And, he had lived in the apartments across from where Manny and Tracy had lived, but his lease had been terminated because he got into a lot of arguments with residents there. Oh. So he was kicked out of the apartments across the street from them. People said at that time, he was threatening people a lot, carrying knives, talking about Satan.
That's terrifying.
Wearing a lot of camo, and he would spend a lot of time in the woods during the night. He would regularly talk about murder and shit, so people took notice and called on him.
Wow, did he ever kill anyone?
I don't think he didn't.
Shit.
But people called on him because obviously they were like,
that's fucking alarming behavior.
Say something. So police began surveillance on him on October 28th.
Like, maybe don't act like that if you're not a fucking murderer, because then you're taking away from the actual catching of murderers.
So on October 30th, the police were actually called to his grandmother's home. His mother had called them because she said Edward had assaulted his 79-year-old grandmother.
Ew, what a little asshole.
He was questioned without a lawyer present, and his grandmother dropped the assault charges. But despite all this, the assault charges were reinstated by police, and his bail was immediately set at $1 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They were like, this
They
is our
totally
guy.
thought it was him.
So his photo was shown repeatedly to media outlets.
Was he super scary
Everyone
looking?
was convinced, and the killings ended at this time, too.
So it totally seemed like it.
Now...
So then people started to relax.
He didn't do it.
Well, yeah.
And they found this out because they finally tested the DNA that they had gotten in one of the crime scenes.
And it didn't match.
And it did not match him. And
did he say, like, I didn't do that?
Yeah. He was very... And what's sad is his grandmother came out a lot and was like, he didn't do this. He didn't... And his brother came out and were like, he didn't do this. And then his grandmother died of a heart attack right before he was cleared publicly of it. Oh. So she died, like, not ever seeing him cleared of it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But he was a little shit for assaulting her.
He was a little shit, for sure. But he was also... I think he was also mentally ill. So it's...
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Don't assault people, though.
Yeah, don't assault people. Later on September 7th, 1990... Rowling was arrested in Ocala, Florida, on a burglary charge. And in the course of that investigation, shit started coming in that was like, wait a second.
Oh, this is Danny.
Yeah.
This is our
Rowling.
killer.
Yeah. His tools were matched to the marks left at the Gainesville murder scenes. And then they started matching the DNA. Like, they just started. Everything was happening. This is when the investigators they had discovered the campsites. Oh. And they found recordings of Rowling singing country songs that he had composed and those, like, audio diaries. Oh, God. And in the audio diaries, he kind of, like, alluded to the crimes. He didn't say it outright, but he
alluded.
He was brought to trial by the Alachua... I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know what
County
that is.
State Attorney, Len Register, nearly 4 years after the murders.
Wow, it took that long?
Yeah. For him to be brought to trial, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was arrested already, but he claimed his motive was to become a superstar similar to Ted Bundy.
So it was kind of like
and in the end,
in Scream when they're like,
when he
fame,
wants to be
baby.
A star. Yeah. And in the end, he actually said that he killed people because he liked to kill people.
Yeah, some people just like to fucking kill people.
That's why I did it. So February 15th, 1994, before his trial could start, he unexpectedly pled guilty to all the charges.
That's weird.
Which were 5 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of sexual battery, and 3 counts of armed burglary. The state attorney, Rod Smith, presented the penalty phase of the prosecution, and he ended up being sentenced to death on each count.
Oh, wow.
He was sentenced on April 20th, 1994. He was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and paraphilia. Which paraphilia is like sexual fetishes that are like very abnormal.
Oh, okay.
Like the fact,
like cutting off people's tits.
Because they thought that he might have even like dabbled in necrophilia. Like he might have raped some of these women after he had killed them. Or while he was killing them, which is another really fucked up, like perimortem kind of thing.
Ew.
Yeah. After he was arrested in Florida, police in Louisiana alerted the authorities in Florida that there was a triple homicide in Shreveport on November 4th, 1989. And they were like, there's a lot of similarities here. Because it was 55-year-old William Grissom, his 24-year-old daughter Julie, and the 8-year-old son Sean. And because Julie Grissom's body had been mutilated, cleaned, and posed, they were like, this is weird, and he was in this area at this point. He didn't initially confess to investigators about this. He was like, nope, I didn't do it. But he did write about the murders, and he used information that only the killer would know. Oh. But I think he did it under the guise of, like,
if
art.
I did it.
Yeah, like kind of OJ's, like,
I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Shreveport police obtained an open arrest warrant in 1994, but he was never extradited to Louisiana to stand trial for these killings, because they had already got him on the...
He was already...
5 counts. Right. And I think... Probably the family of the Grissoms were like, you know what, he's already going to die. I don't want to go through
the whole thing.
Yeah. In prison, he was weird as fuck. He expressed...
In life, he was weird as fuck.
He expressed hatred for women and became... Which is like, really?
No way.
He became upset when the other inmates watched Madonna music videos on MTV. He said Madonna was evil and that he wanted to cut her head off and place it on a bookshelf.
I'm like, cool, we get it.
I wonder if Madonna knows that. He also quoted scripture and attended Bible study on the regular. And
you know, like, that doesn't correlate with murdering people.
Not so much.
So...
Not so much.
Maybe find another activity.
It's not supposed to. He also claimed to a lot of his fellow inmates that the Gainesville victims were all killed because they were evil. Like, that was
sure.
And he also actively urged a fellow inmate to get married and stop living in sin with his girlfriend.
You're not living in
like,
sin,
what?
You're in jail.
Well, it's just like, that's a sin.
Like,
but not brutally, viciously raping and murdering young girls. Like, I don't understand it. So this is, now, if it sounds crazy right now, shit gets even crazier.
No way. How?
So, we all know that some women like to get involved with dudes on death row.
No, just fucking don't do that. If you're listening to this and you're, like, thinking about it, get real.
It's not a good idea.
Get real.
And also, this one takes the cake, I think.
Tell me.
Because I know Ted Bundy had a wifey and, like, impregnated her and shit. And she's crazy. And she's crazy.
Did she have the baby?
She did, yeah.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and she's crazy, for sure. But at least she held on to the idea the entire time that he was innocent. And then when she found out he really wasn't, she was like, yeah, I gotta go
Which
that's still crazy. But at least there was that.
Also, you have Ted Bundy's baby.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
Sorry to Ted Bundy's child.
I know. A freelance journalist named Sondra London began carrying on a relationship with Danny while he was behind bars. She actually started as a business relationship because she claims that Danny contacted her because she wrote about a lot of serial killers and a lot of, inmates on death row and all that. Like, her whole claim is that she's, like, the guru of writing about this stuff.
Okay, Gail Weathers.
Which I'm like, really? Because I've never heard of your name
She's the fucking Gail Weathers.
She's not even as good as Gail Weathers.
Oh, no, nobody is.
But he said that he would give her exclusive rights to his story. So, of course, she was like, cha-ching.
I'm just kidding.
You're like, it's all carrying up. It's true, though. It's making sense.
Yeah.
And then eventually, in her own, the way she talks about it, which I'll try to put in a clip here because her clips are fucking bonkers. She was saying how she was living with a roommate at the time, and she was like, and I just kept talking Danny this and Danny that, and finally one day I came home and my roommate was like, "You're in love with him, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh no!" And the way she says it is like this super like how when you're 18 and you're like,
I have a
Danny
crush.
this and Danny that. And then your roommate's like, you're in love with him, aren't you?
But really, she was like 40-something.
But also, well, it has nothing to do with being 40.
Well, he was a fucking murderer.
I'm saying because he was a fucking brutal murderer on death row.
No, I know that's what you're saying.
That makes it different.
No, but also, like, why are you acting like that?
But... And that's how she talks about him, like, very giddy and very... But then she keeps changing her tune and she'll get very, like, business about him when in the right... It's weird.
In the right settings.
Exactly. So she actually agreed to marry him in 1994. They became engaged.
And she believed that he did this all, right?
Well, that's the thing. In the beginning... And so she spoke to a bunch of news outlets because, of course, she was a money-grubbing bitch. So she just wanted all this fucking fame about it.
Yeah. You
don't see Ted Bundy's wife talking to... She didn't talk to anybody.
Right, because she thought he was innocent and probably loved him.
I'm not saying but I'm like, she wasn't looking for attention, at least.
Right.
Or at least not actively like that. And this lady was like, throw me in front of anything and I'll talk, any camera, and I'll talk about Danny Rolling.
Oh, God.
So she also fancies herself, so she's a writer. And she also dated Gerald John Schaefer when they were 16 years old. He's another serial killer.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, she didn't know when they were 16 that
she was just destined.
But this is important because he was a killer who mutilated 2 teenage girls and decapitated them.
Oh, yeah. She's into that.
Now, this is important because she had read Anne Rule's Stranger Beside Me about how Anne Rule knew Ted Bundy. And she was like, oh, shit.
I'm the new Anne Rule.
Well, and she was like, I can do that better. Because I dated him for like 4 minutes when we were 16 before he was even a serial killer. Like, really?
Right.
No, girl, you're no Anne Rule. And that's when she started talking to Gerald John Schaefer when he was on death row again. And she was like, oh, remember we dated when we were 16? Let's write a book together. So they started writing this book, but they did it under the thing of fiction. Like, he was like, sure, I'll write about it, but I'm not going to talk about what I really did. I just want to talk fiction. And I don't know if I'm going to put a clip in of this because it's, like, kind of disturbing. But there is a clip of him, Gerald John Schaefer, reading a portion of what they wrote. And when you hear it, it clearly sounds like what he actually did. He wrote this.
Okay.
And it's very detailed, it's very disturbing, and it's about killing a young girl in the woods, which is basically what he did.
Uh-huh.
And, like, the details are just really disturbing. And you're like, you're basically writing from memory. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to hear the details of your murders like that. But he ended up putting the kibosh on the whole thing because they got in a big fight, and I don't know what happened. So she had already tried to do that. And now Danny Rowling is offering her the exclusive rights to his story, so she's going to latch onto that money train, of course. Luckily, she can't profit off of this because luckily he can't profit off of this.
Oh.
Because there's something called the Son of Sam law, which is named after the son of, like, David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam killer, which we'll cover at some point. And it's mainly after his arrest in August 1977, Berkowitz's.
Right.
Because it was such a crazy media circus surrounding his whole thing, because he was such a weird case.
Yeah.
They were worried that he was going to people were going to try to make a film. He was going to sell the rights to his story to someone. He didn't want to. He denied wanting this, but the New York State Legislature immediately passed a preemptive legal statute that said this also included Mark David Chapman, who murdered John Lennon.
Right.
Couldn't profit off of their story. So luckily this was in the works already, so he couldn't profit from it, but she was definitely trying to profit from it.
The fact that it even has to be a law is, like, so sad.
Well, and what is supposed to happen is anytime a convicted killer on death row or something like that wants to write a book or something like that, because they have, the profits are supposed to go to the victims' families.
That's good.
Any profits. So that's what this should be about. Sondra London is a fucking asshole, and she was actually annoyed that was part of it.
Like, what is
like
wrong
the way
with
she
you?
talks about
she
the
wanted
victims'
it.
families is basically like they're annoying and money grubbing.
Like, oh, okay,
And it's like,
because
no,
they don't
you're
deserve
money
that.
grubbing. Yeah, like, you're disgusting. I'll put in a couple of clips of her, and you'll all want to gouge your eyes out. And what's funny is she goes back and forth between saying, no, he's innocent until proven guilty.
But
and then the next interview she does, she'll be like, he went through a lot, and he's not happy with the things he's done, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but I thought he's innocent until proven guilty. Like, do you believe he did it, or do you believe he didn't?
Right.
She believed he did it. She knew he did it.
Yeah.
She just didn't want to seem like a complete psycho, but too late. Now, like I said, she's a published author.
Yikes.
Which gives me hope that my book will someday see the light of day.
Sure it will.
Holy shit, this is some 50 Shades of Grey garbage. In a book called Knockin' on Joe, which she talks about men on death row, she describes seeing Rollin for the first time.
Oh, God.
Are you ready?
Is this going to be like some Twilight 50 Shades shit?
Quote,
his jawline.
I approached my meeting with Danny thinking I was prepared for anything. But there was one thing I was not prepared for. I had no idea what a fine-looking man he is today. Instead of a broken and dejected loser I'd seen on TV, standing before my hungry eyes was one gorgeous hunk of man. I'm sorry, folks, but it's the truth. My maximum man stands an imposing 6'2" with muscles out to here. His color is bright, his youthful skin is glowing, his hazel eyes are clear, and so is his head. The news footage publicized the courtroom image of him stumbling about awkwardly, stupefied by Thorazine, and seeming lost in his own body. But now my dangerous pussycat strides across the floor with a languid power and instinctive grace that makes me highly aware that I am a woman, and this is a man.
Okay, two things. Get fucking real.
I'm screaming.
And take a long fucking walk off a short fucking pier, bitch.
She's just a woman.
Get real,
and
pussycat.
He's just a man. Actually, he's not just a man. He's a dangerous pussycat.
What the fuck?
I don't even know what to say. Oh, he's also a maximum man. Honestly, she's the worst.
Like, what the fuck?
Now, Rowling himself wrote to the Washington Post about their relationship.
So did they get married?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's just as hyperbolic and ridiculous as she is. He said, quote, my relationship with Sondra runs as deep as the Amazon River.
Like, die.
And just as wild! Exclamation point. He uses a lot of exclamation points. She is an extremely exciting woman. My feelings for her, ... are my feelings.
Oh.
Just the mention of her name sends my heart racing to her. She is without a doubt ... my soulmate. And I thank God above for sending her my way. We are desperately reaching for each other daily across miles of red tape cast before us by faceless foes ... We are denied even the simplest of human rights. To just hold hands and speak to each other during a simple visit. Oh, you know who else was denied the simplest of human rights? All the fucking people that you murdered for no reason.
Right. Like, what?
Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to feel bad because you can't play footsie with your crazy ass fucking writer bitch who just wants to get all your money?
Like,
are you kidding me?
Chopped somebody's head off.
You literally...
You killed an 8-year-old boy.
People.
You ripped people's nipples off. You put mirrors around dead mutilated bodies. Mm-hmm. You literally stabbed somebody through their whole body.
31 times.
31 times. You shot your own dad, and you want me to feel bad for you?
But you know what?
Because you just want to hold your hand of your fucking pussycat?
He can't hold his fake girlfriend's hand.
Well, them's the rules, hun.
I mean, Ash. He's being denied the simplest of human rights.
Oh my god.
Like, fuck you, dude.
What the fuck is life?
Now, this is kind of just a funny little thing. Rowling was apparently corresponding and writing with several other women.
Of course.
This pissed Sonia off royally. Sondra, excuse me. She called them all whores.
Oh, yeah, it's always the other bitch's fault.
There's a clip, and they were like, she also called them all Debbies, because there was one Debbie who wrote to him, and so she was like, they're all Debbies.
What does that even mean?
Like, she's a crazy bitch.
Shout out to our Deb.
Now, the ring she uses as an engagement ring was actually designed by Danny.
Shut the fuck up.
And she had to trade some of his artwork to a jeweler for him to make it for her. It was a diamond with 4 rubies around it. And she says this means something, but she won't say what. Could it be 4 women and 1 man?
Oh my god.
Like, how fucked up would that be? It's just weird. It's like 5 stones, 1 diamond, 4 rubies.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
4 women, 1 man.
Maybe.
Maybe he's just fucking with people to the end.
Maybe he thinks it's wicked funny that she's in love with him and is gonna wear that.
It gets a little
Which is not funny.
It gets a little more bizarre.
How? How, pussycat?
So when he was sentenced to die on April 20th, 1994, he was told he could address the court, which they always are able to.
Sure.
And he chose not to address the families of the victims that he destroyed. Instead, he wanted to say something to Sondra. So he stood and he sang a song for her.
If I was the victim's family, I would have been also convicted of murder.
Would you like
because
to hear
I would have
song?
Murdered him. Yes. Pause.
I recall the day I first saw you. I reached out to say I love you, but it was hard to say. I couldn't touch you. So tell me, baby, what were my words? All my tears run together, and just like rain. Someone said to me, you can't run from your shadow, and all you wanna be deep or shallow.
Okay, excuse me, Mr. Rollins.
Down the path you choose
Mr. Rollins.
to follow.
Mr. Rollins.
What were my words? All my tears run together, baby, just like rain.
Okay, you get one song and that's it, Mr. Rollins. We're not here so that you can address your friend. We're here for sentencing.
I don't even know what to say. Your tears are like rain.
It's like, it's funny because you're just like, what are you doing?
That's
but
horrible.
Then you think about it and you're like, these victims' families are sitting in that room after dealing with this whole trial, waiting for him to be sentenced to death, and this jagweed stands there and serenades his shitty-ass girlfriend who has already treated these victims' families like shit.
Well, and what purpose did that serve? Like, why was that allowed?
And you know what the purpose was? It was to fuck with the families more.
I don't understand why the judge allowed that. I would say no.
Well, they are allowed to make a statement because
I'd be like, yeah, you can't do it in song form
because it's like First Amendment, right? I mean, it's
I know.
We can't make them. But and you heard
the judge tried to stop him.
He tried to stop him several times, and then he was like, oh, "Okay, like this is not what this is for." you were supposed to make a statement. You're not supposed to sing. And he's like, this isn't so you can address your friend.
Ew, what a fucking loser.
Yeah, so they're disgusting.
Ew, that made me so angry.
Yeah, so she's disgusting.
He's disgusting. And, she's disgusting.
I literally want to punch her in the face.
Yeah.
But, so Rawling was executed by lethal injection.
Good.
At Florida State Prison on October 25th, 2006, after the U.S. Supreme Court rejected his last-ditch appeal.
I wonder what his last words were. I bet they were shitty.
Well, actually...
Do you have them?
I do. Well, kind of. He was pronounced dead at 6:13 p.m. Eastern Time. And his last meal consisted of a lobster tail served with drawn butter, butterfly shrimp with cocktail sauce, a baked potato with sour cream and butter, strawberry cheesecake, and sweet tea.
That's a pretty fucking good last meal.
Yep, for his last words, he sang a gospel hymn.
Like, actually, if there is a hell, I hope you're in the hottest fucking part.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
I hope Beelzebub is having his way with you.
I don't even, like, what?
Right before his execution, in a written statement, he did confess to the murders of the Grissom family in Shreveport, good. So they were able to put that one finally to bed.
Oh, I just got so fired up.
Well, and I'll bring you back down a little bit. On a much lighter note, the 5 students that were brutally murdered by this piece of fucking garbage, they've never been forgotten and actually are actively remembered in pretty awesome ways around Gainesville and the campus that they attended.
That's good.
So there's this, like, pretty grassy, like, well-maintained median on Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville around the campus. And in that median, there's, like, a big memorial to them.
Good.
There's a big wooden sign that says, Remember August 1990, with a white rose on the front of it, and that's standing in front of the median. Behind this sign on the median, there are 5 palm trees. And each one is wrapped in a white ribbon always and has plaques containing one of the victims' names on each one.
I love that.
There's also scholarships set up in each of their names.
Wow, I'm going to start crying.
There's another mural on the same street, like in the same area, that was painted on a huge wall along the sidewalk, and it was painted by Adam Bryn Tritt. It has a background of black paint with Remember painted in large red letters.
Wow.
Under that, it says 1990. And next to those words are the victims' names in white paint. The wall has a lot of changing art and graffiti, so when he created that mural, his intention was just like a temporary memorial to them, because he was like, it's going to get painted over.
Right.
He said, quote, we thought it'd last maybe a week or 2, and he's now 51, and he said, quote, things never last more than a week on that wall. But today, 28 years later, the mural is still there. And it has a bronze plaque that's been installed now on the concrete beneath the mural with the names of the victims and the words you will never be forgotten.
Oh my God.
The community used to keep it well maintained, but now the University of Florida Interfraternity Council has maintained the mural since 2000. And they apply fresh coats of paint several times each semester to it.
Wow, good for them.
So... they have memorials, like they just had one on the 25th year of it, with all the victims' families are like super close now.
Oh.
They all spoke, they all came out and said like, we are okay. Like, it's been hard, but we're all okay. Don't worry about us, we're gonna be fine. And yeah, so I guess the happy ending in that is that
makes me like happy.
At least all the families were able to lean on each other,
and the community,
the community like rallied around them. So that's the only, and I think some of the like police in this whole thing were saying like the only good to come out of this was seeing, even during the whole murder spree, that he was like, students took care of students, like people were taking care of each other, right, keeping people safe. And
wow, that was a fucking doozy.
So yeah, that is Danny Rolling, the Gainesville Ripper.
Want to do something fluffy next week?
Inspiration for nah.
Fuck you.
We're not a fluffy podcast.
I know, but sometimes
we're called morbid.
But we do fluff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like a heart attack on an episode one day.
I mean, I won't. We'll you know what we'll do? We'll do an even more unknown one. Because this one's slightly known. So we'll pick one out of the depths.
Okay. Sometimes those are worse.
I know.
You love to horrify me. Don't act like you don't.
100%. Yeah. That is fully part of
It's like what the podcast has become.
Like I wanted to do this podcast just to horrify.
Well, you've been succeeding.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. You know how, like, stressed I am when I drive home?
See, and I feel great. But, yeah, so... Oh, and we're going to do a bonus episode this week, so we'll let you guys know when that's coming out. So, yeah, be on the lookout for our bonus episode. Subscribe, rate, review, because you guys are awesome, and we appreciate your great reviews. We really, really do. I look at them all the time, and they make me happy inside.
Happy.
Follow us on Instagram at Morbid Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Morbid Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Morbid: A True Crime Podcast.
Join that
Join
group.
the Facebook group, because all of a sudden it's getting, like, big and people are actually talking, and it's kind of fun. So I'm going to interact more in there, I swear. I just have to figure out how.
I don't have a Facebook, I'm sorry.
I'm old, so I'm going to try. But I love watching, like, what people post. So, yeah. Oh, and Vasco is giving us our final designs for our merch this week.
Oh my God.
So we're going to get getting that moving very shortly, and I'm very excited.
And follow Vasco on his Instagram.
Vasco, yeah.
I think it's
of course
just...
I don't know his...
Is it at Vasco Vaz Art? Or is it just at Vasco Vaz?
I honestly can't remember, but you know what? I'll tag Vasco, and when I announce this on Instagram, the episode, when it's done, I'll tag Vasco.
Yeah.
And you guys need to follow him because he's awesome. So we hope you keep listening.
We hope you keep it weird.
So stay out of Florida.
Peace out, pussycats.
You maximum man, you.
Ew.
Gross.
Bye.
He's the
Light
worst.
yourself on fire.
Bye.
Bye. That's my song.
So pretty.
Walmart shoppers, meet the debit card designed with you in mind. The Walmart Money Card offers up to $75 cash back on purchases at Walmart each year, early direct deposit, overdraft protection, and so much more. When Walmart is your everyday store, you need a card to match. That's the Walmart Money Card. Open your account today. The Walmart Money Card is issued by Green Dot Bank, member FDIC. Fees, terms, and conditions apply. Visit walmartmoneycard.com to learn more.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.